Hello everyone, and welcome again to another edition of the Film Recipes channel, where I go out and about and road test some film recipes and share all the details. So as you might be able to see this morning, it is misty and foggy. Well, both things at the same time, and well, nothing gets me out of bed faster than foggy weather. So it is currently about 6:45 in the morning, and which is the reason I might look quite tired because I noticed the fog and I thought, right, I'm going to go out there armed with my Fujifilm and try out some of my misty and foggy film recipes and share some of those with you. So that's what we're doing today, and depending on how much time I have, I may shoot a couple of videos this morning actually. But firstly, we're going to try a very mist-friendly film recipe. Now, this is available in my Film Recipes app. The recipe we're looking at here is called Mystery Machine, with an M-I-S-T. It takes one of a number of approaches that you can take with mist and fog. You can either sort of work on the drama and the mood, and I've got a couple of film recipes that do that, where they sort of deepen the image and actually you've got a sort of dark mystery about things. Or you can go with this brightness that you can see on the camera here, and for that I've used this recipe, Mystery Machine, and the features of the Eterna film simulation. So Eterna is naturally quite a soft simulation. It's the softest of all of them, next one after ProNeg Standard, and typically used for sort of cinematic feels and so on, and but it works very well in a low contrast situation like this. So this film recipe takes Eterna. It also boosts the exposure a little bit as well, so we're working with the brightness that you see in the ambient light around us, and it also to a certain extent reduces the contrast as well. So this is super soft, which is one approach for mist and fog. So we're going to have a look at that. I'm back in that city park where I did my road test of the umbrella film recipe in the rain, so I'm sure you'll get to see this in a number of different weather conditions, but currently mist and fog, which I love, and I'm going to take some pictures now to share some of that with you using the Mystery Machine film recipe. So a few samples taken around this little bit of suburban park woodland with the Mystery Machine film recipe. So this Eterna recipe, as I mentioned, works with the softness and the brightness that you get in these conditions, and so it has a plus 2/3 exposure compensation recommendation. So what all that means is that rather than meter at 0 with everything as the camera tells you to do, you then move a couple of clicks up the exposure compensation dial 2/3. So depending on your camera, you can either do that just with the little thumb wheel as you go, or you can save it into the recipe, which you can do on this camera, the XS20. Otherwise you have to remember, if you've got numbered dial, to set that to get the same effect. You'll still get nice pictures at the exposed level, but part of this film recipe is about working with that brightness. So what else happens in the mist and the fog? Well, everything looks different, as you can see, but it means that you can then look at photographic subjects in a slightly different way. One of the things you get is a lot of depth separation, because obviously it is hazy in the background there, and you can see things disappearing off into the distance, and that allows you to isolate subjects a bit like you do when you use a low aperture to give a background that's more blurry. So you get that extra effect, which is quite nice. But also in a morning like this, where it's also quite cool, still early spring or late, I suppose it's on the cusp of winter and spring, there's dew everywhere, and so you've got wetness on some of the things. Now, it's not exactly dripping with huge water drops, so I haven't been able to find too many of those, but certain things like spider webs and so on do sort of show up in these conditions, and it gives you some slightly different subjects. And in general, all sorts of things that you wouldn't necessarily look at sort of draw the eye. And then the last point I would just mention before I show you another set of samples with this film recipe is that One of the other tricks that you can do in these conditions that works quite well is zooming in a little bit, and then you can then use a bit of telephoto to make some quite interesting layers. And this often works quite well where we've got these bare branches, for example, at the moment. Rather than taking normal scenes of the ground and the landscape, I'm zooming in, and I'm also going up a little bit, looking into the branches, and you see the layers and the patterns in those branches. It's quite a fun thing to do. So okay. We are shooting with the Eterna based Mystery Machine Film Recipe here in the mist and fog. So let's do another set of images and see where we go with it now we've entered this more open area of the park. So there's another set of samples with our Mystery Machine Film Recipe. This Eterna based film recipe with the softness of Eterna, the brightness of some additional exposure compensation, a boost to the colour as it happens, and those things come together to give us this lovely soft and bright look in these misty, mysterious conditions, the Mystery Machine Film Recipe. So that is available on the Film Recipes app, which is in the Android and iOS app stores. You can also see links to that below. I've got other misty film recipes though, and those are available on the film.recipes website. I've got many hundreds of recipes on there, so there's lots to look at, but this one particularly, Mystery Machine Eterna based recipe from the Film Recipes app. So do check that out if you can, and as always, if you can, a like and a follow is great, so do subscribe so you catch up with me as I travel around Hampshire and take more and more of these videos, but for the moment that's another one for the Film Recipes channel, and we look forward to seeing you very soon for another. Thank you.